Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Oh, Big Jim coming at y'all from the bog. Man, it is a beautiful Chamber of Commerce day here in Stone County. Man, bluebird skies, temperatures in the lower 70s, no humidity. Just I got my back doors wide open. Uh, Hopefully I don't have no critters or wild folk walking here while I'm while I'm doing this video, but you just don't ever know around here. Anyway, Wishful Wednesday. Um, I don't even know if that's a hashtag, but that's what I'm gonna title this um, today. It's uh, just a beautiful day, and I have several things that I'm wishful for, and we're gonna get into it. Yeah, I got a couple of cutters that we're gonna talk about, more or less a history lesson, and I wish that all of y'all enjoy it. Information's available out there. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting here, making history or anything. But some of y'all, I believe, will be interested in this because it involves several brands of knives that we all, as the old slip joint collectors, you know, enjoy. So, of course, I got two that I'm going to show y'all. I mean, I could have called it, Barlow Brigade Bangers because these are both bangers. There ain't no doubt about that. But it it's a good day. All right, my first wish is that I wish that my brother in Blaze, Harold Terry, and his beautiful bride have a fantastic trip. Okay. Uh, it's gonna be tough on the old boy because I get up every morning and have coffee with HT and Miss Abby, Miss Maddie, sometimes Miss T. Uh, but and that's not to down making. I'm not trying to be a downer by saying that. I mean, I'm a big boy. I'll make it. But it's just once you've been doing something for so long, it's kind of like a habit. It's kind of hard to break a habit. But anyway, uh, I'll just get up, drink, have me a cup of coffee, and I'll find something to watch. And that's fine. It's all good. Like I say, I wish that Brother Harold and Miss T have a fantastic journey on there. I believe they're going on a cruise. Uh, and HT, you the man. Anyway, I also wish that Ozark boy. Uh, I hope he's. Uh, y'all go over there to HT's channel. He gave a full update. He talked to the man himself, and he'll give you all the facts and things you need to know. Continue to pray for Brother Jason. Um, he I think he's going to be convalescing for a couple of days, and then they're going to do a procedure, I believe, sometimes Friday or maybe Saturday. I don't. Like I say, I didn't write everything down. HT had it all laid out there for y'all, and he did a fine job on that. So y'all get over to his channel, and while you're there, make sure you like and subscribe and comment because Brother Harold he loves the interaction with his family, his YouTube family. So anyway, the next thing I'm wishful for is, uh, and I hope I do it, but uh, my brother in Blades, Brother Rex Wiseman at Brother Blades and More, just an outstanding gentleman, has graciously invited me once again to participate in an event that where he goes and I think he sells a little bit of everything, but his main focus is knives, and he's asked me if I would like to participate, and we kind of chopped it up about it at the Wiggins knife show, but there wasn't anything wrote in stone. But we've more or less come to the conclusion that he wants me to be included, so I'm going to go there. For y'all that are within a couple of 100 miles of Purvis, Mississippi, which is about it's about 35 minutes away from here, maybe 40 minutes away, depending on which way I go. But I can go through the woods, and it takes a little longer, but it's closer. Or I can go to the interstate and get there quicker, but it's farther. So it's one of them catch-22 deals. But it's called the Barn Sale, Antiques and Collectibles, and it's the first. They only do it twice a year. Uh, Now I don't know if there's an established. Basically, this is an outdoor event uh, during these two biannual events, from what I understand, and then they have an indoor section. And I don't know if the indoor section or part is open to uh, at regular times during the week or during the month. I just don't know. I don't know that much about it yet. I will know, and I will keep y'all informed about this event. If y'all want to take a screenshot, there's the directions on how to get there. The main, get on Highway 59 and follow these directions from Highway 59. Now, I know these directions because I go there, go these places all the time. So, but anyway, that's just something that I wish that the Lord gives me the will and the ability and the resources to get out there and participate in that event with Brother Rex Wiseman, because I think me and him work good together. I watched his booth, he watched my booth. We were it was a collaboration, I guess you could say, which we may do some YouTube collaborations. We may do some. There's no telling what might, ain't no telling what might happen between me and him, because he's crazy as I am. Know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, let's talk about some pocket knives. At the Wiggins Knife Show, right before we got ready to go, some of the dealers they get stuff, and they'll come up to you and say, "Hey, you want this?" And they offer you a deal on it. And Andrew Hoyle was located right across from me, and he walked over and handed me this. Said, "You want this?" And I'm thinking, well, Poland Hunter, yeah, I'm interested. I ain't got no money, but So I told him, sure, what you want. And he said, well, I'll trade you for it. And I said, absolutely, pick out what you want. And he picked out, I think, two Rough Riders, and I had a little high-end Frost pocket knife. I don't know if it was a copper lock or I don't know what it was, but he picked out a couple of Rough Riders or something else. He said, okay, I'm good with this. And I went, blew my mind. Y'all look. Uncle Henry, LB7. I'm sorry. Yeah. Charade plus LB7. USA made. Just a beautiful pocket knife. There's a tang stamp. Kind of hard to see, but it says USA in there. And I was going, wow. I said, that's unusual. I said, that's a pretty pocket knife. He said, yeah, it's numbered. And I went, what do you mean? He said, well, it has a serial number on it. And me being the guy that needs to know that kind of stuff, I asked him, I said, well, what does that mean? And he says, well, that tells you when it was made. And I wasn't really up on this particular, a little bit more now than I did. That number doesn't give you a specific date, but it gives you a range. And I'm going to go into all that in a minute when we do our history lesson. All right. So there's that pocket knife, and there's that sheath, which is the original sheath. Okay. About a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months, um, I was on Whatnot at 2 o'clock in the morning, and guy pops up a Uncle Henry or Trade, not Uncle Henry, yeah, Uncle Henry Trade Plus pocket knife, just like that one, okay? And I have it in a Howard Bentley custom vertical carry sheath, which is unbelievable. Howard Bentley, not kin to the knife doctor, but wishes he was. And y'all look right there where it's got Big Jim, and look right in the middle right there. Elefante. He pays. See, I like people that watch my channel and pay attention because he knows I love the elephant, man. As a matter of fact, my bedroom, my decor is, I have pictures and statues and right up here on my china cabinet, right pointing up, just right, my china cabinet over there, right on top of it, 30 different types of little statues and statuettes and stuff. And a few teak wood African carved things that I've collected, most of my life. So big elephant fan. Why? I don't know. I just like them. Elefante. But anyway, this pocket knife that I bought off Whatnot, and we'll get into the history in just a second, is the exact same knife. Okay. Now the seller on Whatnot pointed out, and I've about got it. Well, it's not out of there, and it may not ever come out of there. But y'all see that little scratch? It's not bad. Now I've oiled it 2 or 3 times, and it's getting better. You can't feel it anymore, but I'm afraid that the varnish or the acrylic or whatever it is they put on there is scratched to the point where, I mean, you can hardly tell it. And if I took some 1,000 grit sandpaper, I could probably get it off there. But I'm scared I'd mess up the finish. I'd rather leave it alone and leave it in its original condition. If I can get the thing open. And it's a beast. And if you like a folding hunter, there's no, I mean, and all the time people compare every folding hunter to the Buck 110. And to me, this is as close as you can get, okay, to being a cop. Now, the bolsters are a little different. There's several things that are different about the Buck 110 and most every other knife because they don't want to get sued or, copyright infringements or any of that kind of stuff. But just beautiful knives, guys. Just beautiful. Both of these are fine examples of this. Now, the question arises, and I'm going to go through the history, and then I'll go into what Brother Andrew Hall told me, and what I have here. All right, in 1892, and I'm reading from my notes. George Schrade invented the push-button switchblade knife. Okay, and he made that knife on his own until about 1903. That's when he sold his interest in that company. The company was called the New York Buttons Knife Company. And he sold it to a gentleman named Walden, okay, or Walden Company, that's owned by Albert Bear. In 1904, George Schrade and his brother, they started Schrade Cutlery, and Schrade Cutlery Company with the company on the end of it. which didn't last very long because in 2007 um, they changed the name and started making a new knife, and it was called the safety push button knife. That's when he put a safety on the knife, and they called at that time the knives were called safety knives, safety knife company. But he went back to making the switchblade again. Okay, in 1916, uh, the Imperial Knife Company was formed. Okay, I don't really know who, when, where, why, but uh, it was. But I think the Schrade brothers had something to do with it. Uh, the actual Imperial Knife Company was then formed in around 1916, and it was founded by the brothers, from what I understand. Now, and it stayed that way. The Imperial knife. A lot of the knives that we have today are made with just the Imperial USA, the vertical, the horizontal. All those knives. But in 1946, Albert bought the Imperial Knife Company, Albert Bayer, and he formed Schrade Walden, which they were being made in Walden, New York, and that stayed that way until around 1985, and they changed. Of course, the tank stamps. The early Schrade knives have Schrade Walden, New York, and then some of them have. There's no New York, it just says Schrade Walden. I happen to have my daddy's pruner. He went to LSU in 1936, no, 35, 36, 37, and 38. And I have his pruner, which he was in the School of Agriculture, and he used to graft. But I mean, that's one of those treasures that I have put up that I may share that one day, but probably not. It's an old bone handled single bladed knife with it has a sheepfoot blade that of course it was sharpened a whole lot. I mean, Daddy kept it sharp, but it's just one of those things. I'm probably not going to share. I might. Anyway, 1985, Imperial Schrade was formed. Okay, that's when the brothers bought. They still owned Imperial. They bought Schrade back from Bayer, and it from 1985 until 2004. And during some of this time, they moved to the Ellenville, New York, and they closed the door on that plant in 1985. I'm sorry, that's when 1985 was when they started the Imperial Schrade Company. And in 2004 was the end of Schrade. Okay. Uh, they closed the plant that had been moved to Ellenville, New York, had been closed. It was closed completely down. And then in 2016, what we know now as Imperial Schrade or Schrade was bought by the Taylor brand company. And when that happened, that 2016 is when a lot of the knives are being imported. Okay, but I have several of those knives, and they ain't nothing wrong with them. I mean, if you bought an Uncle Henry since 2004, it was made overseas. Or I'm sorry, 2016. It was made overseas, and there ain't nothing wrong with them. I can promise you. My daddy passed with one in his pocket. Okay, uh, so like I say, I don't have any problem with the saltwater Schrade knives. But anyway, so 2016 to the present, all pocket knives have been made by the Taylor Company. I have several. Now, I've got a few of these Schrade They're called X timers, and those were made around 2000, between 2001 and 2004, and that was a last ditch effort to put, uh, bring the Schrade name back, and it failed. Now they're excellent knives. They're modern knives. It's called X timer. In other words, take away the old timer, and it's just called timer with a big X on it. And those knives are out there, guys. They're not cheap. I bought the one that's the same size as the LB7. It's a modern knife with a clip. It's got aluminum handle, checkered, has a thumb disc. I mean, it's they're out there. I've got some that were continued by the Taylor Company. They're still being made. One of them's all like a big Spyderco, like a para 4, big folder. I guess I should have brought those in here and showed them to y'all, but we'll go over that on another day because they're bangers. I mean, ain't no doubt about it. They're good knives. But anyway, all right, man. There's your little history lesson. We in about 22 minutes in right here, and I don't. I feel sure I probably bumfuggled some of that and didn't get it right, but it basically it'll keep you kind of in there where you at. And but to get back to this, where this is the one that doesn't have a serial number on it. Where was it made? Probably in America. This one was for sure. This is the 70s. Okay, this is the one with the number on the bolster. I showed that y'all before, so I can get it in there again. See that number? If you're out looking in the wild and you want to buy a LB7 and you find one with that number on it, and of course now both of these are brand new, but if you find one in good condition, it's worth the $25 to $45 range. And I say this one I got. Now I'm gonna take this one and put it in my Howard Bentley sheath, and take the one that I bought off of Whatnot and put it in the Schrade sheath. It may not make sense to y'all, but it does me, because that vertical carry holster is the cat's meow. All right, guys, I love y'all. I hope all y'all have a great day. I wish all y'all have a great, great, great rest of your week. I'll probably come on here tomorrow, holler at y'all about something. Don't know what. Ain't thought about it. Get some inspiration. It's another reason why I watch HT. He inspires me tremendously. So anyway, y'all get in there where you fit in there. Oh, Big Jim loves all of y'all and wants y'all to know that he's happy that y'all are a member of his family. Rule number 9.